so good. That's so good. So good.
It is so good.
So good.
They're so good.
Oh my god, these sweet potatoes are so bloody good. It's so good.
So good.
This bacon is so good. It's so good.
And it's so good.
It's so good.
We have successfully turned bean juice
into an egg substitute. It's so good. So good.
Oh my god, you need to try this.
So this is one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's not necessarily over-exaggerating. It's, I know someone who makes all these sexual noises, if you will, when they eat. Like, everything is just so delicious. Oh, and it's every time I cook for this person, this is what she does. And I was thinking about this, and thinking about how vegans do this, not to that extent, but I was wondering, this person that does this, she's always fasting. So I was thinking maybe this has something to do with it, because when she does eat, it is really so delicious to her. And I was thinking maybe this starvation has something to do with why, vegans are trying to convince themselves that all of this tastes so delicious. And when they finally do eat, their brain and their body is starving for real nutrition. They get faked out almost all the time. And so, yeah, they're trying to overcompensate. That's what it seems like. Because you don't see meat eaters do this, typically. I guess they're so used to getting this sort of food, unless they're going a long time between meals. You know what I mean? So, that is the only time I've seen meat eaters overreact or just act over the top. So yesterday I was watching this show, Super Wings, with my boys, and there was this scene where they were making this tofu rice cake, or no, it was a tofu rice burger, and they were going around trying to offer it to people. Nobody wanted it, and I tried to record this, but my little boy clicked off of the screen and I lost it and I couldn't find the episode. But they offer it to everybody, and then finally someone eats it and everybody's looking and waiting for the response. And I kid you not, she stops and looks up and says, "So good."
That's about right. And then we're just gonna mix this all up into a disgusting, goopy paste that looks sort of like vomit. Awesome recipe.
Richard, the unnatural vegan, there are a few that I think just can't muster up the strength to lie to themselves anymore. These are the ones that are depressed, they're lethargic, they're not trying to fool everybody. They're not at the, they're not a baby vegan trying to convince everybody at this point.
So, a lot of vegans want animal products. Like, that's the food you want.
I want to know if there's science behind this, because we do know, at least as vegans say, we get addicted to cheese because of this opioid sort of response our brain gets. But that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. This is why people get addicted to food. This is why babies keep nursing and coming back for more. This is why people can't quit cheese, because our brains, our bodies are begging for these things. There is nutrition that we are looking for and that we can taste.
Generally speaking, taste played an important role in survival. Bitterness in foods helped our ancestors learn to avoid potentially poisonous plants, and sweetness helped identify energy-rich foods, which is part of the reason we're so drawn to unhealthy snacks and drinks today. That's basic taste in a nutshell, but why do we experience foods differently? Why is something bitter to me but not to someone else? The two main components of individual taste perception are genetics and geography. Let's start with genetics. Between individuals, there can be considerable differences of the number and shape of fungiform papillae, the structures that house taste buds. The more of these structures you have, the more taste buds you have, and the more taste buds you have, the stronger the signal sent from your mouth to your brain. These stronger signals cause people to experience flavors and often smells much more strongly. These people can often easily distinguish between individual flavors in a mixture. On the opposite side of the spectrum, people with fewer taste
We know we have taste buds. We know to some extent our microbiome, dictates what we crave. Science, modern science, and I say this all the time, we don't have a clear, full, well-rounded picture of everything just yet. We are beginning to understand a lot of stuff, but people, they just assume we've got it all figured out, and that's just not the case. We know that satiety is fueled by nutrition, that our brains get hormones and chemicals when our nutritional needs have been met, and then that's when we feel full, and that's why we don't have to stretch our stomach completely full, as Freely would tell us to do, to actually feel satiated. This is why carnivores, meat eaters, can eat small amounts of food and feel full and satiated. So I'm just going to go through some of these. Taste perception is the sensation that results when taste buds convey information about the chemical composition of a substance. Taste senses are strongly tied to primitive emotional and behavioral functions of our nervous system. So this is part of what I was saying, and we're just beginning to understand all this and how it connects to every system in our body is connected and telling us what we need to eat, and taste preferences often change in accordance with the needs of the body for specific substances. This one is relates to, nutrition, what we need. Taste perception is an important factor that affects the quality of life. And this goes back to the nervous system. It's even been researched where people will lose their taste and they lose their will to live. They lose everything. They lose their zest for life. And that reminds me of Vegan Gains and how everything is just dull and bland and blasé, and there's just nothing special anymore. There's nothing that you can tie your emotions to that you feel enhanced about, if that makes any sense.
Awesome recipe. Really tastes good. Not many ingredients, but get a lot of nice natural flavors from all the vegetables. And you can taste a bit of tomato sauce. You don't really...
This study found a huge association between depression and taste and smell. And I think it can go both ways. I think some researchers are looking at whether depression is causing this loss of taste. So there would be like a nervous system reaction, I suppose. But it also can go the other way, that loss of taste could result in lower quality of life and depression.
I just listen to my body. You should do the same, but don't trick yourself like, oh yeah, I need animal products now because my taste buds tell me. No. Just honestly listening to your body, what you really...
So these cravings and taste, it's so important that there is this new branch of neuroscience called Neurogastronomy, and it's the discipline that is concerned between how the brain perceives food and flavor and how the latter affects cognition, sensation, and memory.
Is a study of the brain on flavor. Flavor is kind of the most multisensory of all our experiences. From the sound of crunching and crackling, through the smell in your nose, together with the taste that you experience in your mouth. Bitter, sweet, salty, sour.
When Vegan Gains was mocking the fact that vegans crave meat for years and years as if it means absolutely nothing, in the comment section I told him that your body craves nutrients. And he replied with, well, there must be something my body's missing from donuts because I'm craving donuts. Maybe thinking, where's this all going? Or, vegans could just be the type of people that over-exaggerate. I mean, aren't they always wanting to tell everybody that they're vegan? And maybe this is the personality of vegans. And I would say, yeah, that's possible. But it's also possible that our body has this intricate system that we don't fully understand yet, and ways to let us know exactly what we need, exactly which nutrients we need. And neuroscience is just beginning to tap into this and understand it.
So, a lot of vegans want animal products. Like, that's the food you want.